White House Press Secretary Robert Gibbs is facing the wrath of liberals after complaining about them in an interview with The Hill magazine. It all started when Gibbs said, quote, "I hear these people saying he's like George Bush. Those people ought to be drug tested. They will be satisfied when we have Canadian health care and we've eliminated the Pentagon. That's not reality. They wouldn't be satisfied if Dennis Kucinich was president." At today's White House briefing, Gibbs did not apologize, but stood by his remarks.
It was born out of frustration, but I don't think it was, I think it was born out of frustration.
But you stand by it. It's private frustration that you express publicly and accurately.
Or public frustration that was written down publicly.
Name any names, Robert?
I left my membership list back in the office.
Congressman Alan Grayson is a Democrat from Florida and vice chairman of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. Thanks very much for joining us. Your colleague, Representative Keith Ellison of Minnesota, has called for Robert Gibbs to resign. Should he?
No, I don't think he should resign. I think he should be fired. He's done a miserable job. People I know refer to him as Bozo the spokesman. He's not conveying the value of the president's strategies or his plans or his programs. He's doing a miserable job. It's that simple. He's so far in over his head, he'd have to reach up to touch his shoes.
So you think the problem is with him? You don't think that the things that he said reflects a frustration within the White House, within the West Wing of, say, Rahm Emanuel or the president himself?
I'd like to see Gibbs show some frustration over 15 million unemployed Americans. I'd like to see him show some frustration over 40 million people who can't see a doctor when they need to. I'd like to see him show some frustration over the Republicans who have blocked the president's plans and his programs. The White House, as I said back in January, is suffering from the Stockholm syndromes. They've come to love their captors. And in this case, their captors, the people who are imprisoning the president's program, are not the liberals. They're the GOP, the Republicans specifically in the Senate and the Republicans nationwide. They're the opponents for him, not the liberals.
Well, let me read to you what conservative David Frum wrote in a tweet today. It sounds like you might agree with him. Quote, "More proof of my longtime thesis. Republican polls fear the GOP base. Dem polls hate the Dem base." Is he right?
Again, that's not really the point. He needs to concentrate on getting things done for the American people and restoring the middle class in this country, not giving us Republican talking points. What he said about Canadian health care, Canadians live 3 years longer than Americans do on the average, according to the CIA. So exactly how bad could their health care be? You know, if I wanted Fox talking points, I'd change the channel to Fox, not listen to the White House.
So what
he needs to get his head on straight.
If you had to give me your
job.
top 3 list, what would be your list of things that the White House is not doing that they need to get done? And I mean, with more specificity, obviously we want to create more jobs. Obviously we want a robust economy.
Well, what we'd like is to see the things that we do to improve America conveyed properly, and that's his job, and he's failing at it. The generic congressional vote has dropped 16 points in 20 months. And this is with us passing health care for all Americans. He's doing a miserable job because his heart isn't in it. He belongs on Fox, not as the White House spokesman.
Florida Congressman Alan Grayson, no question about where you stand on this. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.